Hi, everyone. Welcome to Club Rats. My name is John.
Billy.
Jesiah.
Fernando.
Faraz.
He's back for episode 2, the Super Nick fan. Right now we're in game. 5 minutes left. Knicks are up 16.
Rolling.
Game 5 of the series. Obviously, it's a must-win for the Knicks. Faraz, how are you feeling right now? I mean, you're in good shape. You're up 16 with the ball. Never seen the Knicks lose in this scenario before.
Never at all. So I feel 100% confident. Things are looking great. See you guys back here Monday for Game 7.
Anything is possible.
Right. Anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
I don't think the Knicks are. I don't think they could win Game 6 in Indy. They show that they can play there.
Well, the big thing is that, I mean, as we're watching this game wind down.
Oh, nice move.
This is probably the first game the Knicks have actually played to their game instead of
lower scoring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before we came on air, we were discussing
Go up.
in the third quarter basically how Indiana was at, I think, 52 points midway through the third, whereas in Game 4 they had 52 points in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's just New York's not going to win playing at Indy's pace, and this is the first game that they've actually been successful in slowing the ball down.
Bill, what have you seen so far? Game 5.
Just don't get turnovers. This is the first game Indiana has turned the ball over. They got 18 and counting so far, so probably figure they end up with around 20. And that's the Achilles heel in these playoffs. You turn the ball over that much, you don't really have a chance.
It's hard to win a basketball
But that's
game.
so uncharacteristic of Indiana that this seems just like a blip. Like, I would not take anything from this game and think it rolls over to Game 6.
If they score here, this game's not over. That's a foul.
That's his fifth.
It's on the floor. So you don't think the Knicks could win Game 6?
I don't see it.
Just
Not based on this game. No.
What's your assessment so far of this game and the series?
I would say Pacers in 6-2. They'll finish out on the home floor. Knicks were supposed to win this game. You don't lose Game 1 and 2 at home
That's
and
why
then lose Game 5. Also, I thought the Pacers had too much Jarris Walker minutes. We saw that. I think they cut it down to 10, and then Jarris Walker just remained on the floor. I think that kind of killed Indiana's momentum. And Knicks look good. Like what we just said, they're playing their own game. When it's high scoring, it favors the Pacers. I think it finishes in Indy in 6.
One interesting stat, the Pacers have never won at home during the Indianapolis 500. They've lost every time in that scenario.
Interesting.
I know that.
How many times did that happen?
I know at least twice.
Okay, so they're 0-2.
And it's usually during the playoffs.
But you got to make it deep.
Oh, okay.
Like you basically have to make the Eastern Conference Finals to even because the way the Indy 500 hits.
And it's like the 5th time they showed him. It's just bothered me. Why is Kevin Love at the game as a fan?
Yeah, I saw that.
Kevin
Love
Love
is at
He's
the
a big
game.
Knicks fan. Yeah, from Oregon, played at UCLA. Go
It's
Knicks.
very weird.
It's actually pretty crazy watching the game and hearing you guys talk about how there's no faith in the Knicks, and I 100% get it. And that's kind of the hole they've dug for themselves after Game 1. And, I mean, truth be told, still don't feel confident about them winning, and they're up 16 points with, 4 minutes left?
Like 3-4
Anything is
minutes.
possible.
Fern, what's your assessment on this? We didn't get to you yet.
I mean, I just think, I don't know, the Knicks did what they had to do. Like Jesiah said, they lost games 1 and 2 at home. They were going to win this game.
Do you think they have any chance to win the series?
I think the Pacers blow them out in Game 6. Kind of like, not like OKC way, but they'll win by like 10 to 15.
I think the Knicks will at least show up. I don't think they're going to start down 27-9 in the first quarter.
No, I mean, no, but
It's going to be a tough
expect
game
them to start
win.
pulling away.
But the Knicks do go down 20 like a lot. Like it happens a lot. In these
That's right
playoffs.
when they got them in their sweet spot.
Yeah, that right when they want
Yeah, that's, I mean,
Pacers
Well,
are
I mean,
they were down
good.
20 in Game 3 and 1 in Indy, right?
It's true.
So it's not.
I'm just saying, if you're down 20 like more than 3 times in a 7-game series, you're probably not the better team.
Yeah.
I just don't have
No,
faith
clearly
in
the Pacers,
Knicks.
they're up 3-1. They've looked like the better team in the series.
Faraz, you said you'd rather have Julius Randle and Dante on this team.
Oh,
After the Wolves series, I don't know about that anymore.
I'm not sure
Especially
that's exactly what I said.
That is-
but, the Knicks' depth, and weirdly enough, in this game, the depth is actually, whatever they have, has actually been plus for the most part.
It's because no campaign minutes. You
No
guys
campaign,
got DeLon
yeah.
Wright to actually control a little bit of the game and not just jack up threes and turn the ball over off his knee.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big improvement, and it's just incredible that the Knicks are. It still feels really skittish even though they've led this game
The pace
wire
of this
to
game
wire.
though is different. This is their style.
Yeah.
And they've been up, I think,
They're
double
playing better
digits.
defense. This is the best defensive game they've had this series. I feel like.
They've been up double digits the entire second half.
Woo!
Oh, I thought he was going to dunk.
That's
on
ball
him.
game. Are we agree
That's
it's
the
over
game.
now?
That was
Yeah,
That's the game.
Yeah.
Zesty cat.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That'd be dead.
And one.
Valley Cat. Valley Cat.
Meow.
He has played well in this game though.
He has
22 and 12. 3-6. Now, whoever wins this series, obviously, it looks like it's going to be the Pacers. Do you think they have any chance against the Thunder? What do you guys think?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm going to root for the Pacers, but I just think the Thunder are just a machine.
I think you guys are underestimating the Eastern Conference. Yeah, the Eastern Conference, they play hard. They're not going to just come down and lay down.
No, but I mean, I just think the Thunder have the deeper team. They play kind of similar to the Pacers.
So my thing with the Pacers, why I think
They both
they'll
can go like 10
play
deep,
well.
right?
Yeah, Pacers are deep. They play the right pace, no pun intended, to keep up with the Thunder.
God,
And I think they have enough Swiss Army knife guys on the court to kind of handle the Thunder's Swiss Army knife lineups. I think it's going to go 6, which kind of saying it's not that close. I have the Thunder winning still. Would I like the Pacers to win? Yeah. But I think this year we kind of will see it's aiming the Thunder's way. J-Dub is a top 15 player now according to All-NBA. Shea's
nice.
MVP, obviously.
Dunk it.
Lou Dort's all defensive player. So I think we can all say the Thunder are going to win.
I mean, the way I kind of analogize it is basically like last year's matchup where you had the Celtics and the Mavs, and going into that series it was kind of the same vibe, right? Where it was like you have an overwhelming favorite in Boston, and then you have a team that's unexpected that ends up there as their opponent in Dallas. And we saw what happened there. It was
Very true.
It played played according to the tape. You know.
Sorry to cut you off, but was Boston that big of a favorite? 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
Didn't
Yes.
every
Every
NBA
talking head picked Dallas.
everybody
yeah,
did.
but
Every ESPN
I don't, maybe
person-
maybe for the sake of contrarianism, but like
But
it
nobody
was,
had
Stephen A.
Boston.
Smith,
and
who
you know,
Deep down,
Stephen
everyone
A.
came Boston.
It was
all
a-
those guys. All the
They're all
top-
idiots. I mean,
Greenberg, all of them.
he's an
but I mean
idiot.
also in the
mean,
context of
Greenberg.
that entire playoffs, which was probably the worst playoffs in contemporary
That might be the
modern
worst
history.
series.
It
It
was
was awful.
It was horrible
So
in
like
terms
he's got
of
a
competitive.
fucking
You're a
zoot
Celtic
suit on,
fan,
like
yeah.
it's Dick Tracy. I'm waiting for Al Pacino to pop out with his big head.
It's a good movie.
I do like it.
But
I mean, in terms of profile, you had Boston coming in last year as a analytics darling, dominating regular season, huge point differential. I mean, if you
Boston
run
had
it back.
finals experience though.
That
The
is
Thunder
true.
team has no finals experience, and I actually do think the Pacers have the better coach. I think
Yeah.
Carlisle's better than the. Not that the Thunder's coach is bad, but he's a younger, kind
Yeah.
of newer coach.
if they do it, do you give Carlisle the 2 biggest upsets in finals history? He beat the.
Bigger than Larry Brown.
Well, think about it. The
The
Heat.
Mavs
Heatles.
beating the Heat is the biggest upset ever.
But
would
Shaq,
he had
Kobe-
JJ Barea outplay LeBron.
I actually think it would probably be still the Pistons Lakers.
Do you think it would be Larry
They
Brown?
won with a
Because,
free agent.
I mean, I
They
feel
beat
like they're-
Shaq and Kobe in their
the
primes.
Mavericks
They hated each other though.
that
I
2011
understand, but it's still they won 3 titles before. Now
Yeah.
we can't win after we won 3. I mean,
Yeah.
they
With
were
Gary
pretty good.
Payton
Yeah,
and
I mean,
Karl Malone, yeah.
I mean, it's not like
they
that.
were
Weren't
they
the
were
Lakers,
over.
like,
Stephen A.
nuts?
they were up 3-1, and Stephen A. still had the Lakers in 7. That's why I mean you can't listen to these guys. They're idiots.
Weren't the Lakers like minus 1,000 for that series?
Oh,
Like,
they were massive favorites.
Yeah.
Massive favorites.
And
The
the other
Pistons
thing,
were a bunch of kind of no name
knuckleheads.
the 2011
At the
Mavericks too. That team kind of doesn't get as much credit as they deserve. They were on fire the entire playoffs. I think at the time they set the NBA postseason record for highest 3-point shooting
Yeah.
percentage. I mean, they beat an LA team
That already won the titles.
That had already won the
And they
titles.
didn't just beat them; they destroyed
They
them.
destroyed
It
them.
was a sweep, I think,
4-1.
I think it was 4-1.
but it was ugly.
It was
wasn't
ugly.
even close.
Yeah.
That was what's shocking about the Pistons too. They didn't just beat the Lakers; they beat them in
Manhandled
5.
them. Yep.
And the game the Lakers won, they were lucky to win. Kobe had a crazy 3 to tie it to go to overtime. Otherwise, that would have been a sweep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so, I mean, the way I see it shaking out is, while it's great that we're going to get more basketball with the Eastern Conference Finals
More TNT
extending
guys.
out,
More TNT.
and more TNT, but I mean, even if New York were to come back and win in 7, I wouldn't pick them against the Thunder. It wouldn't really change.
If they came back, I might actually pick them.
With the Knicks?
If they come back and win this series, I might.
I want Brunson to do the choke to Halliburton.
If
it goes to
that'd
7,
be legendary.
we need to see the Knicks do the choke.
That would. I mean, that would be kind
That'd
of
be cool.
That'd
It'd
be
be
dope.
such a bad finals matchup, just free throw merchant versus free throw merchant. At least the Pacers play ethical basketball.
They do.
I agree.
They're
Frost,
from Indiana.
what's your opinion on ethical hoops?
I'm not even going to address it. It seems like sour grapes. I mean, it's just like
Sour grapes.
I mean,
That's
they're
why I'm
great.
drinking wine.
They're great players taking and using their skill set to their advantage.
Yeah, it spams the game. I mean, it's kind of like playing a video game with like cheat codes, like infinite lives, infinite ammo.
I do think SGA is worse than Brunson. SGA's his foul merchant stuff bothers me more for some reason. Because I look at Brunson, and I don't mean this in disrespect, but he's slow,
He's
he's
small.
short, he's short-limbed, he can't jump. Like he's doing everything he can to try to get every ounce out of his game. So I kind of respect it in a way. You know what I mean? It's not like he's out there and he's this amazing athlete.
He's at
SGA
least
is at least
sacrificing his body.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He will be damaged by this.
SGA won't though because he just.
And I do
Trails
think
from the
Brunson
top.
does take bigger
He
shots.
like
Oh, I hate that.
he
shit.
does that
Yeah.
shit.
I hate
Fucking
that.
wraps his arms. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he falls, right? Faraz, is it safe to say the Knicks won this game?
They both this
40
game.
seconds left.
Drop a bomb on him.
I feel 80% confident.
Spike Lee's happy.
And
Shadow
Patrick
is
Beverley.
happy.
Oh, Larry Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we're getting what we'd expect to be
Tracy Morgan.
compelling basketball.
Yeah.
Something that we can't say really about
Yeah,
the Western Conference.
This series was much better than the Thunder.
Oh, it's not even
Oh,
close.
yeah.
I mean, we'll talk about it. What do you guys think of that series? It was kind of a despicable.
Yeah.
start of
Let's,
basketball.
start with you, John. What
I
did
thought
you
it was
think about
awful. I felt I can't say the Warriors would have beat the Thunder, but I wish we could have saw a healthy Curry and at least the Warriors make it. It would have. I don't know.
I thought it would
I
have
feel like it
been
would have been
a
better
better
than what we
series.
saw. That was a joke.
Yeah, it was awful.
I mean, it was.
I mean,
It was
Ant
frustrating.
got to pants on national TV.
He didn't even like try to shoot in one game.
It was
Didn't he
horrible.
take like less than 10 shots in one game?
Bill, what's Ant's nickname?
Can't, man.
Can Man. There we go. Yeah.
Oh!
I kind of had the Thunder winning in 5 anyway. Did I expect them to get blown out this many times? Probably not. Or I said, the Wolves. I thought they were going to get beat, but not like this. Julius Randle, he's had a great first 2 rounds. This Western Conference
started off
Finals.
well, didn't he?
Pretty much every Thunder game.
He was terrible.
He played bad.
Yeah, he was great the series before, but
Yeah, he was killing it.
Yeah, he was able to bully
That-
the smaller guys, but it's like when you have a guy that's Randall's size, he couldn't really do too much. And the others played bad. Like Jaden McDaniels didn't show up much.
Nas Reed, what did he do?
Nas Reed
Gobert
was
couldn't
missing
catch
a
a
lot.
ball. He was awful.
It kind of highlighted all their weaknesses that we said that the Lakers were going to expose.
Jeff
we,
Daniels,
we all
Dumb
had
and Dumber at coach. I mean,
we all
he's-
had the Lakers winning against the Wolves because
Yeah,
of
because of what we
these
thought.
reasons.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, they were able to beat them pretty easily. And then they beat the Warriors. Granted, Curry was out. I had the Warriors making the whole way, but them getting dismantled like this is
That's
telling.
why you had the Nuggets.
It kind of
No,
felt.
no,
It kind
I
of
had
felt
the
like
Warriors.
the Nuggets Thunder series. Whoever won that was going to win the West.
I didn't expect the Nuggets to make it that far. I mean, I
But
thought
they
the Clippers were
clearly
going to beat
played
them.
them. They
Yeah.
could have won that series, and they had a
That's
shot.
true.
That
Um,
was the
right. If the Aaron Gordon dunk doesn't happen, that's the Clippers in that series.
Yeah.
and probably still go 7.
That's true.
Speaking of that, I wanted to ask everyone, what was your favorite playoff game this playoffs so
I
far?
think
Let's start
game
with
one,
Fernando.
game one of the Knicks Pacers
agree.
for sure. I don't
Yeah.
even think it's close.
Game 1 Knicks Pacers.
Yeah,
Bill?
nobody else has.
It was the
anything.
best game.
That's one of the
The-
best games I've ever seen.
Game 1 and Game 2 of the Celtics Knicks series. Those were great to watch. Boston just.
It wasn't for us.
I'm as a.
But it was
okay.
bad basketball though.
That's what made it even greater.
Okay,
though.
so,
Because
like-
Well, it was bad basketball on behalf of one team.
if you were on the other side, Bill, you wouldn't be happy after those games if they would have won.
I mean,
come
like-
on, everybody. Like it's just it's human nature.
I mean, Cleveland did the same thing in the Indiana series. We're not like going crazy of those games.
but they weren't a defending champ. I thought Boston was going to walk through at least make the finals this year. I thought they were going to
I
lose
mean,
to
they
the
beat
Thunder.
a bunch
I
of
thought they were
crippled
gonna win
people, a bunch
the
of
whole
guys
thing.
that have bad knees.
No, but
and
the
legs.
game they lost Tatum played in both of those games.
Yeah, but they were still hurt.
Wait. Who beat who that was crippled?
The Celtics. Celtics had 5 guys with
Tatum
injuries.
didn't get hurt
No,
until
Tatum's wrist was injured
Come
since the Magic.
on.
Celtics
Is
won
this
a
what we're
finals
doing
play.
now?
Playing on a, Jalen Brown's
Billy,
playing on a torn meniscus.
in the game he got hurt, he had the best game of the series. He was playing out of his mind. He had
was still hurt.
43 points in the game.
The
Are you
other guy had a
trying-
torn meniscus.
Are you trying to say
Brown was
that
hurt,
they
I agree.
blew the lead and they blew that series because they were
They were
banged
going to
up?
lose if Tatum if he didn't get hurt. They were done.
I mean, we don't know. We saw the Knicks blow. The Knicks couldn't blow
They're
a
down
7-point
3-1.
lead.
They're down 3-1.
They can't blow a 7-point
But
lead in
I'm
3
just
minutes?
down 3-1. The Celtics were in big trouble in that series.
Of course.
They're probably going to lose.
But they
I don't
won
know.
Game 5. They probably win Game 6. And then what happens in Game 7 in Boston?
They lost.
I don't think they win that game 6 in New York with Tatum. They got killed in that game.
They don't lose Game 1 and 2 if they were healthy. If Sam Hauser plays, he makes
Oh.
one shot in those 8 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
If Holiday's healthy, he
You
makes
trust
one
Sam
shot.
Hauser in a pivotal
Sam
playoff
Hauser
game?
healthy changes the series
Yes,
in game 1
absolutely.
and 2.
1-3 though.
Yeah, he,
Yeah, but you can
he's
say
one of
that
the 10
about-
best 3-point shooters in
But
the
you
league.
can say that in
he can't
any
make
game,
one
though.
shot.
In any basketball
Of
game.
course.
Every
It always
team
comes
is
down to-
banged up. It's
It
the
always comes down to
playoffs.
injuries. I agree.
It's the playoffs. Every team is banged up. The Knicks were banged up when they beat the Celtics' ass.
Playoffs.
So what?
Are you kidding me?
I mean, if Jokic had one more guy, they probably win the title this year.
If Jokic had Sam Hauser, they're playing right now.
I don't know about
So this
that.
is a Sam Hauser Truth Podcast.
Oh my
Hey, Sam
God.
Hauser is going to be a hot market in the offseason.
Yeah, with you guys.
A lot
of teams want him.
A lot of teams need 3-point
They
shooting.
should have played Cornet.
He's on a
more.
team-friendly contract, and he is one of the best 3-point shooters in the league.
And that's
Consistently.
why the Knicks
Since high
beat
school, he
the
shot
Celtics.
40% from 3
Sam
every
Hauser.
every
of
season
Sam
of his
Hauser.
life.
That's ridiculous.
Sam
You guys know you're
Hauser.
ridiculous.
He could make one shot.
It's not like-
they didn't make a shot for
Like
8
if
minutes.
Tatum
Sean.
was out, blew his Achilles out in game 1 or 2, I would totally like. Okay,
How about the
that
guy with
changes
the torn
series.
meniscus though?
No, I agree. Brown was hurt, but I said that before the play. I said that to Jesiah, and I was starting
I
to
said
worry
that
about
I said
Boston.
that 2 months
Like
ago.
he don't look right.
Porzingis
He's hurt.
has
And then
AIDS,
Porzingis
too.
has freaking epilepsy or AIDS.
But see, the argument you guys
But
are
then
using
you
though. hang on
guys
a
are
second,
so good. You went up 20, but
Last
the injuries
year-
weren't a problem then.
Last year, you guys got all the breaks of the injuries.
Yeah,
you played
everyone was
everybody hurt. You played. It was the easiest run to a finals I think I've ever seen in my life in terms of injuries.
We made it
weren't
look
healthy.
easy.
But the
We
team,
No,
you
it
play,
was easy.
You play
They
the best
lost.
player, and you play their team. Their best player would just go down. Then
We
you have to
weren't
play
healthy
him.
either.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like
Every
Porzingis
single, they
was
played
hurt,
every
too.
team without their best player until the Mavericks.
Halliburton
But
played
Luka
in the
was hurt
Pacers
that
series.
series.
I don't know why everybody acts like we didn't play this Pacer team. We swept this Pacer team.
They
Who
shouldn't
shouldn't have
Halliburton
been there in
played.
the who shouldn't have been in the Eastern Conference Finals then.
Well, they're about
So
to be in the finals with the same team.
if the
Well, they got
Celtics
better.
go
I
up
mean,
by
they
20,
improved.
why weren't the injuries a concern then when they're destroying in the first round and they're going up by 20 points, blowing the Knicks out in game 1 and game 2? How is that excuse not? I mean, it's an excuse, and it's a pathetic one, to be honest.
It's just sometimes you just get
You
beat.
lose.
You just lose.
Well, yeah,
That's just life.
it's all
I mean,
every championship ever you can trace back to injuries. Somebody got hurt,
Exactly,
and we got hurt.
but that's not the reason you lost.
Were the
You
Celtics
blew
not the
two-
favorite?
They
Yeah,
were,
you
but they blew.
you
They
guys did
blew.
blow 2 home
You
games.
blew 2
But
home
do you
games.
That's-
really?
you can't
Do you
defend
think they would have blew those games if they were healthy?
We don't know.
Exactly. So
What
how
about
are you
the-
so
what
sure
about the
that
Knicks?
I do. I actually do.
I actually
Because
think
I
if they
think
were
Brown
healthy,
and
they
Tatum
would.
have problems.
If Porzingis could breathe, they don't win one of
or
those games.
a bigger what if?
but
What if we
Porzingis-
would have played Cornet?
See, that's why I
20
blame
minutes
your
instead of
coach.
seven
They
should
said
have
that
played
last
way
show.
more.
I can't believe
You gotta play
we've
somebody
turned this.
else.
We've turned
Because
the Celtics clearly shitting the
Porzingis-
bed into Sam Hauser had a
And-
boo
and
boo,
Cornet.
and
Also-
KP had a cold, and that's why
It's a lot worse than a cold.
Porzingis
Criminal.
was already bad. We knew he was kind of bad. This wasn't like he just started.
Oh, yeah,
going
no,
bad.
he-
he
he's
was
always
bad
been
the whole
injury prone.
playoffs. He's been kind of shitty.
He's always been injury.
Like if
prone
I
since-
was
No, you're-
Missoula, I would have been like thinking he's going to get a quick pull. If I see the same thing I'm seeing with him, I'm taking him out of the game. And I'm
You
putting
just
somebody
don't
else
see that in the NBA though. When you're paying somebody $36 million, they don't get a quick pull. You hope they could play through it.
Yeah, Cornet should have been.
Well,
playing
if
this
they're
whole
going to be a detriment, you would not play them. The game, the
it is
objective is
playoffs.
to win.
I don't think money
Play to win the
factors
games.
into that. I think what I said last podcast was more true. Like, oh, he's a shooter; he'll shoot out of his slump.
Yeah.
I mean, he missed most of last
And
season's
Tatum
playoffs
had a
as
great
well.
game. Was it Game 5 he blew his Achilles
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
He was having one of the greatest games
he had
ever.
what,
47
46?
points.
That's what I'm saying. He was playing out of his mind. He
And
shot
that
out
game,
of his
and that
slump.
game was still over.
Yeah,
when
no,
he-
still we're going to lose the
So-
game.
I don't,
so
know,
him
I, don't,
getting
I
hurt-
don't know if it was over.
Yeah,
actually.
you can't say the Knicks can hold
There was like
a
there
7-point
was
lead.
still like 340, 350
Certainly
left.
the Celtics were in big trouble.
I think we're
They-
they
Okay.
have momentum
you're-
on their side.
Okay,
before
now
they got
you're
hurt.
using hindsight because of the
Hypothetical.
Pacers
And also,
series.
you're going into that series.
the Celtics were they were the chokers of the series. They blew the first 2 games, so now they're all of a sudden going to play out of their mind and win those moments.
So say Tatum didn't get hurt and we still lost Game 5. I'm not opposed to saying the Celtics would come back 3-1.
Yeah.
We came back 3-0 against the Miami Heat that went to the finals that beat the 1-seeded Bucks.
and you still lost in Game 7.
Yeah,
Tatum
got hurt.
Tatum got hurt the first play of the
You
game.
still lost
He
the
was
series.
Still lost.
We ended up losing, but we were
you
down
got 3-1 in a series.
But we were down 3-0.
Your
when we
chances
came back.
of winning are
Oh
like,
yeah, it's
it's
very
like less
minimal.
than 20%.
It's very
It
minimal.
might be less.
But
It's a very
I think
low
that's
percentage.
I think that's
to do it.
moving
I
a
think the
lot of the
Celtics were gonna win that
goalposts
series.
to try
I
to
just think
cover.
Boston was a team.
They choked.
They played a lot.
Yeah.
They played a lot of games.
They were due for a big injury.
They've played a lot of games. They're
Last
worn
year.
out, and they did. I said this on this show. I did not predict them losing at home with 2 20-point leads. You can't.
Both.
Those
at home
are
is
bad.
ridiculous.
You lost when you give up a 20-point lead at home in back-to-back games. You just got beat, man. I don't know
I mean,
what else to
that's
say.
what happened this entire playoffs. The Pacers did it to the Cavs at home.
And that's why the
Cavs
Well, that's
are
why
at
the
home.
Pacers are
That's
gonna
why the Cavs
be
won.
going to the
They-
finals too.
And
they
the
also
Knicks,
did the Bucks
and the Knicks.
and they did the Bucks.
home court advantage is the most overrated thing in the NBA the last 5 years.
Well, except with the
I
Thunder.
agree.
I think the Thunder have a home court advantage.
So the reason why I think it's
I think the
I think
Pacers
they
do
do.
too. You don't think so?
the reason why I think the
Maybe.
home
Not
court
like the
doesn't
Thunder,
matter
but it's
now.
not bad.
No, yeah,
The reason why I don't think home court matters now is because the real fans get priced out, especially for these playoff games. The real fans can't go and listen in the nosebleeds. These courtside guys, we have the
Charlemagne's there.
we have the former pros,
How do you get a
we
ticket
have the
to these?
celebrities,
Stuff
but
up.
the real fans that's going to be chanting, they're not at these games. So I think that's why home court has died off. You used to be able to go to get good seats for an NBA game for $60 to $100, and now to go to a playoff game, you're spending $500
Well,
to
the old adage,
$1,000.
when Ron Artest went into the stands in the Palace, if he went up to the top deck, he would never made it out alive. They would have
No.
killed him because that's where all the real hardcore Piston fans
Yeah.
were. Like they would have seriously ate him up. You're right. It's an elitist sport. I mean,
You get priced out. The
how
real
much
fan
were
gets
these
priced out.
courtside tickets?
At least probably $1,000.
No.
I mean, it's
well,
in New
in
York.
New York, it's going to be
$1,000.
Yeah, it's going to be
Like
like
5K.
6,000-7,000
Yeah.
probably.
Probably more.
2,500.
Well, and I think also maybe
like 6-7.
I mean, shit.
Some-
You guys
it
talk
is
about
New
that
York.
Laker
It is
Boston
New York.
game in Boston. You said there was a seat going for $25,000.
Yeah.
It's
That's
crazy.
insane.
LeBron's last game in Boston, potentially,
No, he's gonna come. He's gonna play.
he'll
again.
play again.
but we didn't know at the
Yeah,
time.
nobody knew at the moment.
Well, and another thing as far as home court goes, and I think it might be interesting to keep, maybe look back in retrospect after these playoffs are over, is the scheduling format. Now that there's only one day off in between each game. Doesn't matter
Yeah,
if it's a
travel or
travel
not.
day or not.
Yeah, I
Why
like
are they
that a
doing
lot
that?
better. I like
Probably
it a
for
lot better.
TV, I'm guessing.
But it's
Yeah,
probably
That's
not good for their
probably-
bodies.
It's
though.
not. Aaron Gordon spoke out against it. He says should be 3 days off, like it has been in the past, or 2 to
Like
3
if
days
Tatum
off.
got another day off, maybe he doesn't blow his Achilles.
And
I
it's
mean,
funny
that-
because
but
the
that's-
first round,
that's a freak
you get the
accident, though.
3 days
Yeah.
in the travel. But not in the second and third round.
Yeah.
What's more important, the first round or the second and third?
Yeah, so that it just says it's a TV decision.
I
They
like
want a
the
game
one-
on every
I
night.
like the just one day off.
It's great from a fan
It's great for
standpoint
us because we
and
want to watch a
betting
game
and
every
watching
night.
Yeah,
But
God,
it's
actually.
not best for the players.
No, for the players, no.
or even their.
And in the first round, you
It's
have more
one
teams
thing-
alive, more games still.
So with the East, I don't think it matters as much because, of course, they're a lot more compact. Now out West, they're spread out. Like
You're actually taking a
imagine
flight,
if
yeah.
LA made the conference finals,
you're
whether
talking
it's
about-
Clippers
you're
or
flying
Lakers.
to Oklahoma
LA
City.
to Oklahoma City, like that's what
Yeah.
a 6-hour flight.
No, it's
even
like
or
3.
even let's just say Memphis
like 3 or
Lakers
4.
or
3 or
something.
4,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's not that bad, but
Knicks and 7 is what Ben Sterling. That's what he
Meet
thinks.
the
Huh?
Fockers.
so Brunson and Towns played.
Yeah, see, look,
Hart
Halliburton
actually
was
had a good
awful.
game.
He's
for
not
him.
playing that
Halliburton.
bad
He only took
next
7
game.
shots. Wow. Mathurin was the only one who showed up.
Held them
Benedict
to under
Mathurin.
100.
Do you think he'll, if they win the series, he'll buy himself some new hair?
No, I don't think.
What is the point? What is that?
I don't think
He's got like the Hitler going on.
he doesn't care about anything besides basketball.
Faraz, John doesn't believe that he could bench 315.
Neither do I.
I never said that.
So-
But
I
I
don't
had
think
this
he
argument
can.
before, yeah.
You
They
think
said
he
that
bench 315?
they said he does one workout every day. He goes to the locker or the gym and he does 315 10 times and leaves.
I don't
Holy
believe
shit.
it.
I don't believe it.
I don't
He's
believe
big.
it.
He's bigger than you think. He's not a small guy.
No, I understand, but
I'm looking this.
he
up.
looks like he's gonna have a heart attack.
I mean, he is 60 something years old.
315 10 times? No way.
I want
Yeah,
to
I mean,
see it.
At this point, I don't even understand why keep the hair. Just
Let it go.
let it go.
So he's
don't like the
benching
Charlie Brown?
315 at 67.
That's what was reported. That's all I can say.
I don't know about that.
No, nobody's perfect.
It's not like he's that big. He's only 6'2".
Is he on TRT?
Anything is possible.
Maybe that's what's causing the
HGH.
Sprinkle
He's got a cycle going. Got the
Now, who's all the pressure on in this game 6? I feel like it's on the
100%
Pacers.
Pacers. Indiana.
The Knicks have no pressure right now. They're
Yeah.
happy everyone's counting them out.
Yeah.
And we have other
But yeah,
news.
they ended up with 19 turnovers. I mean, that's it, right?
No, that's a ball game. Yeah, you can't turn the ball over 20 times in a
What's
playoff game.
news?
Denver electing to keep Adelman as their coach.
Oh, yeah.
The players liked him. It seemed like he had a positive impact. I mean, I know everybody loves Mike Malone, but there really wasn't that much evidence that Mike Malone was some kind of genius. He just had the best player in the world.
That's true.
Do you think they win that series if Malone's coaching?
No.
So you don't think it matters?
Yeah, I mean,
I can't disagree. So game 6, what do you guys make the line? I have the line right here already. Stay-
I'm
Pacers
guessing
minus
Pacers.
4.5.
My bad.
I was going to say Pacers minus point.
Knicks minus 2.
Pacers are minus 3.5.
I'll
Okay, I
take
said
Pacers.
4.5.
But that's not.
I actually thought it would be closer. I bet by the time it's game time, that's closer to a pick 'em.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think so
Not.
too.
I don't know about that.
Knicks only plus 145 on the money line. I really think it just depends. I keep saying it's the pace of the game and the style.
Knicks
if
do
this
play
score
well
is this
on the
type of
road.
score, they do play well on the road.
Yeah.
If this is the same type of scoring game, I think the Knicks can win. Now, obviously, if the Pacers come out and they have like 65 points at half, I think the series is over.
So do
I mean, if they just hit threes and don't turn over the
They're
ball,
not going to have another Hallie.
You probably
game
don't
like
think
this.
they're going to turn it over 19 times. I would
Hallie's
say
going to
that's-
have a good game 6.
Oh. He needs
But
to
I
do that
mean,
every
part
game.
of that is also, the pressure of the other team. It's
Yeah.
turnovers
Well, the Knicks
aren't just
finally
taking
had
them
a
back.
good defensive game. This is how they looked against the Celtics and the Pistons in the prior rounds. Like, we had moments against the Knicks where we just couldn't even get a shot off. Like, we got nothing.
And you still took him to 7.
6.
I mean, if they called the Tim
Oh,
Hardaway
yeah.
foul,
Yeah,
you guys
it was
probably
6. It
win
was
the
supposed to be
series.
7.
Well, they also blew another 21, or they blew a big lead.
Yeah, big lead. Yeah, this playoffs have been shown. It's like no lead is safe.
Kobe
It's-
and Shaq, and they're one of the 3, but it's not a big upset.
There you go.
It's of all time in the history of the NBA. We beat them 2 years later, 4-1. And Shaq and Kobe went on and won another combined 3 titles after that series, too.
Yeah,
They were still very good.
but just not together though.
I know, but that tells you how good they were, though, to go on to other franchises and still win titles. I mean, I don't like the Lakers,
Both as second options,
but
right?
Shaq and Kobe, that could be considered the greatest duo of all time.
I'd have to say it is.
I mean,
Over Mike and Scotty.
I would
Or-
say so. Individually, for
individually
those
they're
two
probably
players,
better, yeah. They're both better
I
than
would-
Scotty. And then you could argue Jordan.
And then I
obviously.
guess because
And then-
neither of them could win without each other, and these guys did win without each other.
Kareem and Magic is
Yeah,
also
Kareem and
out
Magic
there.
might be the argument.
Wade and Braun were great.
I can't argue Magic and Kareem.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
tough.
That's tough. Yeah.
But that's what we're talking about. I mean, it's like
It's elite.
them or
company.
them.
It's like Mount Rushmore. Of
yeah,
duos.
Yeah.
you can't really. And Kareem and Magic never won 3 in a row.
They-
Kobe and Shaq did win 3 in a row.
It's true.
It's hard. I mean, you see ours win 2 in a row, let alone 3.
Yeah, for them not to get majorly injured in the
And
playoffs.
we're talking.
Or the
You had
finals.
Tim Duncan in the West, right?
You had the Kings.
There was
You had
the
the
West
Wolves.
was
The
a
West
joke.
was the
Yeah, it was-
superior
it
conference.
Like whoever won the West in those years was
Oh.
for sure winning the championship.
Yeah, they played the Nets twice.
They
And
played
that's
the
what
Sixers.
that was also
Played the
what's so
Sixers.
surprising about the Pistons winning. We were of the era like the East just had
The
no
East was
chance to
nothing.
win it, and all of a sudden the Pistons win it. It was kind of like gave life back to
Yeah.
the East.
100%.
We saved the East.
Yeah, because then at least
It
when
kind of
City-
did in a way. I mean,
They
remember
say
the Nets.
it runs
Remember the
through
Nets
Central
Lakers
Division.
finals,
Yeah, it
and
was a joke.
it was like
It
you
was a
just
joke.
knew they had no chance.
John, they say the NBA runs through the Central Division. When the Central Division's good in the NBA, it's more so like the best time in the NBA. That's what is said.
Well, the country's founded on the Midwest. I mean, it's a fact.
I'd say when the Atlantic.
Yeah,
is
the
good.
Atlantic's the division that
You have Philly, Boston, New York,
and Toronto.
and
but-
I mean, but like
Yeah.
in
But
terms of
You have
history,
2 championships in the last 30 years from that.
3, right?
2.
Too.
Toronto
Celtics twice.
and Toronto.
Okay, Toronto. I forget about Toronto. I don't count them. They're Canadian. They're the 51st state. according to our
They're
president.
in the Atlantic Division.
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
I'm actually kind of
The
curious.
Pistons have 3 though in that same period. Think about that.
Yeah, they do.
No, nobody else does, right?
Brunson gave a lot better
Cavs have
effort
1.
on defense.
Cavs have 4.
That's it.
tonight.
Cavs makes us 4.
Miami has.
Miami's not the
3.
Central though.
No, I know. I'm just trying to think of other divisions.
Cavs.
So-
You said
The
Bucks.
Pacers never won. The Bucks. Oh, Bucks
Bucks
have won
won.
5. The
Bucks-
Midwest is not Billy. It's not. It's better than.
And then
the,
and the,
and
and
the Atlantic.
the Bulls and the
it's
Bulls
5 versus
won,
3.
and the Bulls won in the '90s. That's
If you
30
go to-
years ago.
I'm talking the last time the Celtics. I'm talking the KG Celtics, and the most recent one. That's 2.
Yeah.
And then the Raptors.
And the Raptors. That's
3.
3.
We're just talking the last 25 years.
Yeah, and the Pistons. Bad Boys won 2. Oh,
Well,
the Bulls.
20
the Bulls have 6.
Well, 25
What are we
years.
talking
And,
about?
yeah,
Yeah,
25
that's why I
years.
said-
Yeah, it's what are we talking
You're
about?
talking about 40 years.
You're talking about 40 years.
But even if you go back to the 80s, you add in the Bulls.
But if you go
The
back to
Midwest-
the 40s, I get to add
Well,
86.
Well, I know, but I'm
Boston.
saying the
Well, let's
last
not
50
go
How
back
far
to
do
years.
you go?
The
No,
last
let's
50
just not add where we can add Boston.
the last 50
Let's-
years.
Let's not go back to the 80s. Let's just go with the 90s then.
Okay.
I mean,
I
that's
forgot
30
about the
years.
Bulls.
Yeah,
That's
the
30
Bulls have
years.
6.
Yeah.
So
But isn't that the kind of the same thing?
But I mean, in the last 25 years, I feel like after Michael Jordan,
I mean, I agree. The Bulls.
It-
are
it kinda
one of the
tailed
worst.
off.
The Bulls are a disgrace. Absolutely.
So-
awful. Shout out to Stealth. They suck.
shout out Self.
well, we have to redact that because we don't want anybody's identity
Yeah.
being revealed. So.
Well, the good thing is he stops listening after 30 minutes,
Yeah.
so we don't have to worry about him.
Yeah,
this one.
apologies if the show's taking
If he
a
made it
dive
this far.
off the cliff. If you've made it this far, if it's you're not, it's not sleepy time yet.
I got drugs, Stealth. Come arrest me.
If you made it this far, leave us a like.
Yeah, there's a
Come on,
homeless
Stealth.
person
what
loitering
happened to
somewhere.
Fernando?
Arrest
He
him.
died?
He is hungover a bit.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's-
he might be throwing up.
You might be toughing it out in there.
So I'm stupid. Is this crew going to ESPN? Theoretically.
Some of them are.
no, they are going to do this show
On
and they're
ESPN.
going to show
On
it
Amazon.
on ESPN.
Is it on Amazon or ESPN?
I think it's ESPN, right? Or wherever.
I'm
it is.
asking, I don't know.
They're going to film it on TNT and then show it wherever.
It's Chuck cutting the lawn. He just pulls him across the street.
Final destination.
So it's going to be the
death.
same
Yeah, it
guys.
is.
It'd be like if we did this show in your garage for us.
But it's Well, no, it'd be like
But-
if we did this, but we showed it
On
instead of
Faraz's
YouTube-
channel.
on YouTube,
Amazon
instead somewhere
Prime.
else.
Yeah.
But it'll still be Ernie, Kenny, Shaq, but it's just under the ESPN, potentially
Correct.
Amazon logo. So they should be. I mean, it's not going to be the same.
Nah, I'm sure they're going to be a
No.
lot more filtered.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll have the same range.
They won't give them the amount of time either.
Shaq
They'll
can't
cut
shit
away.
on. Yeah, Shaq can't shit on live
Yeah.
camera.
They're not going to give them the same time to like.
And it's like, are you going to go to an app and watch like the pregame or postgame when it's not even on the channel?
That's I come home. I just put TNT on,
Yeah,
and the
it's
whole
not gonna
show
be like that.
begins.
Yeah.
TNT will continue to produce it,
Yep.
and they'll just be licensing it out.
Interesting.
But again, you'll have to search for it and be like, okay, I want to watch the pregame or the postgame. It's not going to be on the actual place where the
Bradford?
where the games are going.
So what do you guys want? Where do you want to go next for us? What are we going here? I mean, Game 6. Knicks are plus 3.5. That's
It's not nothing.
an any game. Any team can win. It's not like it's the Thunder came out 8.5. To me, that was telling when the book puts you at
Yeah.
8.5. It says bet the Thunder because they're going to roll.
The Knicks and Pacers, even regardless of how the series is gone, like they're pretty evenly. There's not a whole lot of daylight between them as teams.
No, it's been close,
You
very
know,
close.
So it shouldn't be a shock if the Knicks were to win Game 6. If they win it by a huge amount, that would be shocking.
Yeah.
But if they ended up winning, if they just
It's not
won the game,
shocking.
it shouldn't come as a shock. I mean, it's more of a shock if they win the series just because of where they've been. But on a game-to-game basis, these are two fairly evenly matched teams.
It's just unlikely. Like you're in a 7-game series, you're going to basically have to beat this team 6 times to win the series because you should have won Game 1 and 2.
Yeah, but I mean that's
At least Game 1.
I
I thought
mean,
the Pacers
yeah,
played better.
yeah,
Yeah,
One.
Game 2 is
Yeah.
probably more of a toss-up, but Game 1 you could say
Game
the
1
Knicks-
you have to win.
Yeah.
you have to win.
It's the only time a team's ever lost in the history of the NBA up 14 with 2:50 to go in that
Yeah, that was
situation.
unbelievable.
So I mean,
At least
They
the
made
Knicks made
history.
history there for us.
Good history.
what do the Knicks do next year if they lose Game 6? Where do they go from here?
They don't really have a lot of options.
You go for Giannis? Would you mind giving up like Bridges and Cat?
Sure. Like
You're like those guys.
Pick them up.
yeah,
Down
why
at
not?
the airport.
Just windows in the NBA are a lot more. Well, windows are a lot more fickle than people believe. Like it's as much as sometimes you want to say, oh,
It's weird.
You can build off your success and just keep the band together. But at the end of the day, only one team's going to end up going home.
I feel like the NBA used to have a bigger window, though. I feel like it's become more like the NFL, where it shrinks. Like, you have your 2-3 years. If you don't win it, you're probably never going to win it.
Yeah, this is what they wanted. They wanted the NBA's wanted to have parity, right? And so that's what
they got.
That's what they have right now.
That's what we're watching.
We have the Indiana Pacers or the Knicks that might end up being in the finals this year. That was nobody had either of those teams coming in as being in the finals.
Well, that's what Zach Lowe called the greatest competitive advantage in sports, not just in basketball, but in all of sports, is being in the Eastern Conference. Because it's fucking wide open.
I agree.
You're going to have a chance no matter what.
If you break through, like if you win a series you're not supposed to win, all of a sudden you can find yourself in the Eastern Conference or the championship game, and then if you make it that far, anything can happen. It's always wide open.
So, Faraz, you wouldn't fire Tibbs if they lose a series?
Can't.
No.
You're one of the 4
You
teams
can't fire
left.
him now.
Okay.
They went 6 and they didn't get disgraced. Like,
No, winning the Celtics series that guaranteed it.
And hire who? Like, everybody, like, are we really going to blow Mike Malone
Malone.
again?
I do
Malone.
think Tibbs has had a bad series, though.
Oh,
so do I.
agree.
Yeah.
I think Carlisle's outcoached him.
I
Considerably.
agree with that.
All I'm saying is you usually don't see these types of coaches on the market right now. Like, you got Mike Malone. I know you're not crazy about him, Billy, but he's reigning coach of the year. You got Budenholzer, another coach of the year. And shit, Frank Vogel's still up for grabs, too.
They should
And
hire
he's a
Stephen A.
championship coach.
None of them, though, are...
I mean, Budenholzer and Vogel were both fired back to back
By the Suns.
Well,
for
is that more
Coach
underperforming.
wasn't drunk, too.
Is that
I
more
mean,
telling of the Suns and
It
not the
is.
coaches?
It is. I think it is more telling of the Suns, to be honest. I
Yeah.
feel like
They're still paying Monty Williams.
both guys are pretty solid coaches overall, and I just feel like the situations just didn't work out.
First of all, Vogel was left Indiana, was fired. He's not going back.
No, not Indiana.
For New York.
Knicks.
I'm sorry.
New York.
Suns
Get my
fired
NBA
Vogel.
coaches.
Suns fired Vogel. Then they hired Budenholzer. Fired him. Both only after 1 year. I think it's on
the Suns are a horrible
Yes,
organization.
it's on the team. It's not on the coaches there. I would say they're two
Jim
good
Carrey's
coaches.
talking here.
And like I said, Mike Malone's on the market too. For coaches that want to do a change, this is the year to make it. Not saying the Knicks need to make it. I like Tibbs. I mean, he won a championship in Boston for a reason. I just think some of his philosophies are outdated.
That is their worst. Lowest points, shooting percent, or worst stats, and shooting percentage, points, and turnovers. They're
the
probably
playoffs?
not going to do that again next game.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, how much of that is also?
I know, but can the
credit
Knicks
to
do
the
that
Knicks.
again?
I don't think not entirely, no, but I don't think that they're going to hold Halliburton to another
What, 8 points?
Took 7 shots.
single digit game. That I can't see that happening. So
He did that last year, though, where he disappeared in the playoffs. Now, his dad, speaking of Halliburton, they freed him.
Yeah,
He's
I
at the
saw
games.
that.
He's up there in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
He's in a box.
They got him in, like, the Magneto cell, so they can't go out there.
They got security on each side.
They should have let him back, though. He didn't do nothing wrong.
He didn't punch anybody, right? They just,
I mean, Giannis is just kind of sensitive. When he loses, he gets...
if he would have hit him, it would have been a different thing. But no, there were no blows exchanged or anything like that.
Dude, what do you think Ron Artest would have done in that situation?
Oh, that'd been awesome. If somebody taunted Ron Artest... Well, I mean, we saw.
Yeah.
He started swinging. If a fan started taunting Ron Artest...
I think he
what
would have
happened?
handled it as a reasonable,
Meta world peace, right?
yeah, a very calm, collected manner. That's
Right.
as he was known for.
Where do we put Carlisle on the all-time coaches? Top 10?
Oof, I don't want to put him top 10, but if he
People have Doc top 10, so...
Oh,
I
what?
Doc is ruining his own career.
he's not a top 10 Celtics
He's one of the
coach
worst
of all time.
I
coaches of
totally
all
agree.
time.
Actually, we don't have
I mean, he
anybody.
probably
I don't know.
he has to be a top 10
He's
for
a
winning
top
a
10.
championship.
He's the top 10 Celtics coach.
He's the worst one.
Probably. Patino.
No, that's won a title.
Oh, okay.
He's the worst title.
I actually
I'm
think
taking Patino.
I think Patino's a better
I'd rather
coach than
have-
Doc.
if you gave him that talent,
I know.
Patino's going to win more games than Rivers. Rivers, how many times is he up 3-2 in a series? He loses. No one's ever done
More
that
than
before.
anybody
3-1.
ever.
I mean, I'm not just saying it because I hate the guy. There's actual statistical numbers that back it up. He blows leads in series.
It's more impressive than ever that they won a championship.
And look at the guys he's coached
Yeah.
in his career. Look at the talent he's coached
all
in his
Hall of
career.
Famers.
Giannis, Kawhi, James Harden,
Rondo.
KG, Pierce, Rondo, Ray Allen,
DeAndre,
Tracy
Chris
McGrady.
Paul.
Tracy McGrady. I mean, he's coached some of the best players ever in their primes. And
Who's
he's
the best
managed
player
one
he's
title.
ever coached?
KG, probably.
Probably KG, yeah.
I would say Rondo.
MVP.
I loved early Orlando Magic T-Mac.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Pat Garrity.
I
I
mean,
mean,
he could have had Duncan on that
Born in
team,
Las Vegas.
Do you
but
think
they wouldn't
KG's
let
better than Kawhi?
his family on the flights.
Say that again?
Yeah, I like
Tim
KG.
Duncan was going to go to Orlando,
He was.
and
Tim
one of the
Duncan.
reasons he said no was Doc Rivers was like, "Yeah, you don't get to put like friends and family on the team flights for Tim Duncan."
Jesus
When
Christ.
the Magic were
I would have let
big
him have his
game
own
hunting.
plane.
Flew there myself. I mean, you would have had Duncan, Grant Hill,
Grant
and
Hill.
McGrady.
Yeah.
That'd
they
be
were-
nasty.
And
the
the
only
East is
reason-
wide open. Like, that's 2001.
See, this even marks me down more for Rivers. I mean, he's the worst
awful.
I've ever seen.
And then the reason why Grant Hill gets hurt is because McGrady was out and he's overcompensating trying to carry the team. He gets hurt. Then McGrady comes back and gets hurt. All that doesn't happen if you have Duncan. You guys can kind of take your time, get healthy, and actually have a good team.
Well, didn't Hill hurt his ankle in Detroit?
Yeah.
He did, but they rushed back because they didn't have no.
I think Grant Hill was damaged goods. I thought he was going to get hurt.
Yeah.
He became a really good player. He still had,
Effective.
like,
He was effective.
He was all
He was an
I know
effective.
he wasn't the next Michael Jordan.
he was like
gonna
Michael
be.
Jordan-ish.
I agree.
He was
in his prime.
yeah,
He was
he was
unbelievable.
incredible.
Yeah.
Eesh.
Do you guys think Kawhi's better than KG?
No.
No. I mean, if you redid his career and turned off injuries, maybe. But
He's
no.
missed too many games. Kawhi.
Yeah, I would say he's not reliable.
Well, I'm
in
just
that
saying when they're
sense.
healthy, both of them.
Kawhi's going to be such a weird story in 20, 30 years when we look back and like talk about, because Kawhi's not on like any all-time list because he's missed too many games. But
Two rings
we
and
saw
two-
it. Hey, like, we saw it in action.
when he's right, he's one of the best players in the world.
He led the Raptors.
would
Granted,
say
that
he
Raptors
is.
team was deep, but like
Arguably
the great Spurs team, what was he, a third-year pro, and he got Finals MVP with that team?
You can't build a team around Kawhi like you could KG though, because
Yeah.
of his injuries and even his skill set. If you had KG, you're probably winning 50 games as a floor,
I mean,
think if you have
Minnesota
a
was an
healthy Kawhi, you
incompetent
win 50
franchise.
and they still made the playoffs.
And they- yeah.
Were competitive.
They,
and
they got to the conference finals in 04.
yeah.
and
if
they
he had
had-
anything around him, we saw when he got
I
other
mean,
guys around him. They
He also
won a
got
title pretty
DPOY
easily.
and MVP the same year. That
If you have a healthy Kawhi, you win 50 games.
But you never do.
No, but
I'm
KG
just
was always
saying.
healthy though.
Yeah.
KG played. I mean,
The
his
best
name was the big
ability is
ticket for a reason.
availability, yeah.
If you
He
pay to
was
see
durable.
KG play, you're going to watch one of the best players ever play, and he's going to show up and give you everything he has. Kawhi's a great
I
player,
love
but I have
KG.
to grade him down.
But he's got
for the
more
injury.
championships in less time.
Oh boy, I can't do the rings.
Well,
argument.
first of all,
I
mean, I agree.
I don't like the rings either, but
if you put KG on the Spurs, they win. He's got more than one ring. I mean, he went to the T-Wolves. Look at the T-Wolves. They're one of the worst organizations.
I mean,
in
he
the
went to
history
the
of the NBA.
Raptors, and
especially when he was there and when he was the superstar.
I
I mean, that's
agree.
when the Joe Smith deal happened.
I would say that
and
Raptors
that decimated
team,
Minnesota's chances to do really anything because
Yeah.
they lost
picks.
Like if KG
His
was
running mate
drafted
was
by the
Sam
Celtics,
Cassell
he'd
and
have more than one ring.
Spreewell.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could say that for anybody. They were
Not
drafted by
anybody,
this
but-
team. They would win.
Do we have Giannis above KG yet? All time.
I do.
I would.
I don't have
It's really close.
I don't have him. He loses too much early in the
I know,
playoff. For
I
me.
hate all the
can't-
early
I don't know,
exits.
but yeah, I don't.
I'm
like it.
biased. I like KG. He's my favorite player of all time. The way he played, his just everything he did on the court, I loved. But looking at accolades, you could have that argument, but I'm not ready to have that yet. I would
think
still
it's
have
close.
KG
Is he
above.
I think
top
it's
three
really
player?
KG
tough.
also played in probably the best power
Ever?
forward era of all time.
He did.
Is he a top 3 power forward ever?
Who?
KG?
It's the best,
He-
right?
He's two.
I have
Duncan
He's
as
two.
one.
I count Duncan as a center,
I
but
count
yeah,
Duncan as
whatever
well.
you want to count.
Nowitzki over him?
No,
I
I
can't put.
I got
Uh,
KG. I have him over him because of the DPOY, because they both got MVPs, they both got championships.
He's got a tougher one, though. Not
I mean,
that it matters,
we
but
played
KG beat the Lakers.
Yeah, we played the
And Kobe.
Kobe Pau Gasol Lakers.
And he was the best player on that team. I know Pierce got the Finals MVP, but none
They
of
don't
that
win without
happened.
KG.
None of
Set the
that
whole
happened.
defense
that
up.
KG should have won fucking
Yeah.
MVP that year. Like,
Yeah,
like
his
regular
defense
season
was
MVP.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable.
yeah, I would
on
have him
defense.
second, but I don't know.
KG's defense was insane. I mean, he was next level.
He really guarded the perimeter and the paint. Like, he was like a Swiss Army knife.
And that's
I mean,
when
he came in the league as a small forward because that's how tiny he was. So he had to work on his feet in the 90s to guard
And-
the perimeter.
back then. That's when basketball was a lot more
Position-based.
positionally rigid.
Yeah.
You know, like that's when you
Oh,
had
he's
a
a small
power
forward.
Yeah,
He's a
see, I
back.
think
Right.
KG changed the game of basketball. Everyone wants that stretch four.
Stretch four,
KG
yeah.
was kind of that.
Yeah,
He was that.
Kind of was.
Everybody wants that now.
Like
He,
Chris
he was that
Bosh,
before his time.
And the versatile, like you can have him flank somebody on the perimeter,
Yeah.
and
He could
he
guard
can-
1 through 5.
if
In a
threes
pinch,
like-
he could guard 1 through 5.
If
He
threes were more prominent back then, he would have expanded his game to three. He was already shooting with his foot on the line, his unblockable shot. So if the threes were more prominent, then you could have the argument that he could
would've-
easily
he would've
expand
learned.
that.
It really, in the NBA, it matters. I mean, it matters in every sport. But where you go means a lot. If you're drafted by the Hornets, if Kobe Bryant goes to the Hornets,
He's not Kobe Bryant.
he's not winning 5 rings. Okay,
No.
It just like LeBron. It's
He's
I think
Larry
it's
Hughes.
to his.
no.
To
he'd
defend
be
him,
like T-Mac.
LeBron was drafted by the Cavs. If LeBron was drafted by the Lakers or the Celtics, even like the Pistons or even like just a
The
decently run organization,
Yeah.
obviously Miami, he would have probably 2 or 3 more championships right now. We'd be having a
100%,
totally
yeah.
different discussion.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, look
like,
how bad.
like if Braun drops to the Heat, he would have the championship in 06. with
Yeah, I
Wade.
mean, it does matter where you go.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean that's why we expect big things from Victor Wembanyama going to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
That
he's got to.
organization
If
like
he
this-
doesn't win a title, it's kind of viewed as a failure.
That's going to be a
It would
fun
100%.
rivalry. dude.
100%.
For his
Wemby
career, I'm
versus
saying.
Flag.
100%.
He probably should. You want him to win
Yeah.
probably at least 1
Multiple.
or 2, honestly.
And they're both in Texas.
Yeah,
Like, that's what's so
exactly. I'm
cool
hyped
about
for
it.
that. That's going to be a good.
yeah, this is like Duncan and Dirk again. I mean, we're getting
Yeah,
2
that's right.
all-time power forwards possibly.
We're
Running
talking
the
about
game.
Flag and
And
Flag and
Wemby.
Wemby. That's going to be fun to watch.
So, do we all think the Spurs trade the second pick and get Giannis?
yeah,
Is that what we're all
I
on
think
board
so.
with?
I think that would be pretty cool.
they should.
But
trade
I
it.
don't. That's really the big wild card with the draft because the Spurs also have the 14th pick as well, so they
that
can
would probably be in the package,
Who's
though.
coaching the Spurs?
One of the pop
Mitch
disciples.
Johnson.
I forgot his name. Yeah, something like that.
I mean,
It's a
can
Pop
he
disciple.
coach like Pop? I mean, that's a big.
I don't think
statement.
anybody
I
can.
don't think anybody
But can he
can.
be
But,
close?
and even most of the pop.
Could he do a Spo to Riley? Like,
Mitch
don't-
Johnson.
Yeah, I don't think he's a spo,
Like-
but it might
Well,
not matter. with
we also
him.
don't know. He really
coaching
hasn't
matters,
done.
Bill. You don't win without a coach.
Yeah.
Very rarely do you win without a coach.
Yes.
It takes special circumstance.
I mean,
When
I
you
will
have a
say
generational player, I think it
It
You
matters.
takes-
can.
It
You
takes
can-
a
you can
goat.
Popovich has a pretty. His coaching tree has it's a pretty good pedigree.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you have
Udoka, Budenholzer,
Yeah,
like-
exactly. So I mean, I feel like if I were a Spurs fan, I'd feel pretty
Okay.
feel pretty okay with that.
Even like
going
Becky
forward.
Hammond.
I was just
in
about to say
WNBA.
Becky Hammond. Yeah.
Like,
Would you take Becky Hammond with the Spurs?
yes.
I actually think they should have done that, but
Do you think a woman could ever win an NBA championship as the head coach
in the right city, it has to be the right situation.
in
I
Texas?
agree. I hope so.
Yeah, because San Antonio's kind of. It's not like.
All right. So
Those liberals in
John,
San Antonio.
No,
What's
but
the
it's
time
not,
frame?
It's not.
John?
It's not like insane.
what's the time frame you're saying? Because I mean, yes, there's going to be a woman-led head coach for the NBA to win
In our
a
lifetime.
championship.
I don't know.
In our
about
lifetime,
that.
yes.
I don't think so.
So do we get a woman president first, or we get a woman NBA champion first?
I would say woman president.
Probably NBA champion first. We
I
have,
think
we have
NBA
to prove
champion
they
too.
can do it in the NBA, and they can do it in the White House.
It's a great question.
It is a
It actually is a good question.
thought-provoking question.
This is why you come to us for all the
Chuck's
beef
getting a street
conversation.
meat tonight.
Ooh.
They brought him up like some fried possum, and he was going to eat it. It's like, as long as they put the white sauce on it, it's good.
The white sauce is fire.
Oh man, chicken and rice.
I know.
That sounds so good.
John, have you been to halal, guys?
Yeah, chicken and rice. It's
yeah,
amazing.
I think I have actually.
The white sauce,
The White Sauce
Chef's
is so
kiss.
fucking
Long time
hot,
ago.
but it's so good.
it's great.
Yeah, the hot sauce. You can only put a
it's
little,
fucking, it's
little
way too
drop,
hot. It's so good.
but it's good. Yeah. Oh, I love.
halal guys, shout outs in Chinatown here in Vegas.
Who would the Spurs draft it to if they don't
Harper.
trade the pick?
Dylan Harper.
Yeah,
Harper.
gotta be Harper.
But they already
He's
have
the night-
guards.
The
Yeah.
Fuck
They
it.
don't really need
So
them.
they
I
put
mean,
him with
Harper's
with,
the pick regardless.
What's
If
the guy
it's
named
Danny Wolf
King's name? The
to
guard.
match with
Fox.
to go
Fox.
with Wemby.
So that'd be
Fox.
the backcourt.
Yeah, Fox,
Fox,
Harper,
Castle.
and Castle could play the small forward. He's
I mean,
6'6".
that's not a bad
Yeah,
team.
you do
If
like
they
a
take-
3-guard
if they take
lineup. A lot of
Harper,
teams do that.
That's
Yeah.
not terrible.
I think they should
With-
take
with
Wolf
Wemby
to pair
guarding
with
the-
Wemby.
With Wemby
what I'm
guarding the
saying, that's not
backcourt.
terrible.
Well, they could get Wolf at 14.
Yeah.
Wolf's projects to go 20-ish.
Wolf from
8,
Michigan?
yeah. I mean, I don't think the Spurs get him because they probably want a more
He'd be fun
traditional
with Wemby
win.
though.
He would be.
He
fun
would be
with
dope.
He would stretch the floor.
Wolf is legit. Like, he's
Oh, yeah,
actually
he's-
going
he's a
top
player.
20.
He's a player.
Yeah.
He knocked off Auburn the year before.
Couldn't beat him in the
At
Sweet
Yale.
16 this year.
If the Spurs do keep the second pick, I think they trade the 14th. I don't think they keep both, actually, because they got too much developing talent. Because I think they want to win now. They got Fox for a reason. They want to win now.
Do you think the Mavs can win a championship within the next 2 years with this group?
I mean, that's what Nico's window was, but I don't see any way in hell.
No way.
No way.
Because you don't have Kyrie next year.
He's out for sure. The
Yeah.
whole
Oh,
season.
he's out the whole year?
I mean, maybe
Towards
January
ACL.
comes back,
Oh,
but
yeah, he's
at his
not.
age with that injury, it ain't happening.
Is there a world that Nico does it again and trades the first pick?
No.
No world. Impossible?
Who would he trade
What,
for?
trade
Giannis?
the number one
Giannis.
pick?
If Kyrie was
Does that
healthy,
make sense though? Davis and Giannis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if Kyrie was
it makes
healthy, I
sense.
would see it being a possibility. But the fact that he's
way.
not, I can't see them. Doing
They do
that.
got the salaries to match Giannis, too.
I would keep
Wow,
Flag.
But then you don't have the
Play.
guards. Who are your guards?
I'd rather get Flag than
Well,
Giannis.
Yeah, because we're
I
thinking
would
about
too,
in
for
future.
his
But
age
Nico
alone.
clearly is out of his fucking mind. Anything is on the plate with this guy.
Giannis is 31.
No, I don't think he's that old.
Yeah, he's
But-
31.
30, 31.
I can't. Flag's 30, 19, 18.
18. barely.
18.
I mean,
Clearly, he doesn't care about
That's a lot of
age.
years.
He's going to
John,
be
he doesn't care about age. He just traded for Anthony Davis. He
Yeah,
gave up-
that's the thing is that if your window,
he
if your
just turned
timeline-
30. Giannis just turned 30
30.
a few months ago.
But
But
you have
you
Anthony
should know that he's
Davis.
going to be a Knicks soon.
They're trading for Cat. They just get rid of the whole thing. The Knicks aren't even done yet, and Faraz is ready to abandon ship and bring in Giannis.
Hey, but Giannis and AD is a nasty duo.
It'd be unstoppable.
I mean, defensively, they'd be sick.
I mean, offensively, I think they would be
Who'd be the
legit.
3 starters with them?
Clay, and you have to try to get a point guard, and
So nothing.
Yeah.
Clay's playing in a
Is
wheelchair.
that team? Is that team going to beat?
That's-
Is that team good enough to beat Oklahoma City?
If Clay's the fifth
probably don't think
option
so.
on a starting team,
No, I know, but
yeah, like
he's a
that's
Billy,
different.
That's the only guard Billy named. Who
Well,
else do you put?
We're
you
also
know,
saying
that?
like if they get Giannis, we're counting on Kyrie coming back and playing at Kyrie level to.
I mean,
That's
they
a
can get Drew
big-
Holiday. I mean, they have stuff
Yeah,
to
they
trade.
could, actually.
How many have you next year?
if they
look
get
bad in the
if they get
next
Giannis,
series.
I don't know how they get Drew with the salaries.
Gafford and PJ matches up perfectly. I've been doing that trade in my head for like a couple weeks.
But then with the salaries to get Giannis, because he gets paid what 51,
Then you'd
Gafford
have
was
to-
supposed to be.
Oh,
in
you
that
wanted
trade.
to trade Gafford in that deal? Oh, fuck
Because
off.
you have to give up one of the bigs. It'll be Najee Marshall because he gets paid 18, 19.
Yeah, Marshall would be gone.
I think Dinwiddie gets paid 8 or 9, and that equals roughly Giannis with
Yeah, you're fucked.
some wiggle room.
They can't have Drew then, because I want Gafford and PJ
Why?
because they're just salaries.
Goons?
And, yeah, you can.
I like
move.
BJ.
Yeah, I'm not against him. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the Spurs are going to be the ones to be on the Giannis sweepstakes. So what's next for the Wolves, guys?
I was actually thinking about that.
Yes. Sorry, were you, Frost? What's next for them?
They got a tough decision to make.
They have a real
What's-
tough
what's the
decision
tough
with Randall.
decision?
Randall
and
Reed.
McDaniels and Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
And Nas Reed is
Nas
up for an
Reed.
extension. You
They have
give him
4
$120 million.
top 7 rotation players all up for extensions.
Wow. I would sign
Does
Reed,
Nas Reed have a book of rhymes?
McDaniels.
I mean, if I were Minnesota, I probably would not feel very comfortable with giving a Randall a
No.
big contract. But at the same time,
I would
if
trade him.
you
He was your best player.
he was
this
your
playoff.
best. Yeah,
He
like
was. He was.
it was. It's you're not going to be able to replace him if you
They
let
should
him
get
walk.
Market in instead.
He's going to the Pistons.
Well, they'd have to trade for him.
So the thing with Randall, I don't think
They're going fishing.
any other team can offer
We got him in a
Randall.
chokehold.
Yeah, Draymond's got Rudy Gobert in a headlock.
Look at Randall.
Who's
That-
the guy sitting down with the pole? Who's that?
He's their owner.
No, A-Rod's the owner, or well, one of the owners.
I like Randall in the back.
That's hilarious. Who's the chick?
That's the girl from Beetlejuice.
That is
She's-
Winona Ryder.
Yeah, she's from Minnesota.
Yep.
I would not have guessed.
Is that Al Franken
It
next
is.
to?
Hey, that's Senator Al Franken right there.
Randall looks like Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Great.
That's pretty good.
Speaking of the Warriors, what do they do next year?
I mean,
Same thing.
say Pat. I mean, they got Jimmy Butler. They looked great in the second half of the season.
Since we're getting close to there, what does LeBron do? Does he retire, leave the Lakers, stay
He's
with
gonna
the
play
Lakers?
with Bryce.
He's gonna stay.
Yeah, he's a lock to
Where
stay.
could he go where he could actually win a championship instead of what he's
The
doing
Warriors.
now?
Cleveland.
That's the first thing that pops up.
No, it makes perfect. That's what they need. They need the length on the wing.
Yeah, you trade Hunter and
Hunter, Allen, and Okoro.
Now, if he went there, how would you guys feel about that?
That would be awesome.
be
As
great. I'd
Celtics
love to
fans.
beat them in the second round.
You think you'd beat him
Yeah, I think we'd beat him.
next year?
He's an old man.
I don't
If,
think
if
the
I'm the
Celtics would beat him
Cavs,
next
I
year.
wouldn't get LeBron. I think
Neither
that,
would
What do they
I,
have to
just
get?
because
What do they
they're
have
only
to
getting
get?
him
What do they have to?
Hunter Allen and probably Okoro.
Oh, don't trade freaking DeAndre Hunter. I know
Hey,
you guys
I don't
love
want to
him.
give up Allen though. I think
Yeah,
he
he's
needs
a
Allen.
Tatum stop.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it just because you're only going to get LeBron for
a season.
2
If
years,
it's a championship, though,
1 to
you
2
don't do
years.
it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a risk because as incredible as he is, you're still trading for a guy who's going to be 41.
I'm
this
pretty sure the
season.
Cavs have their eyes on someone else. I saw a rumor today that Darius Garland might get traded to the Magic for Jalen Suggs and stuff.
That's a good trade.
Like Mo Wagner.
Anytime
most
you're
free
being
agent.
traded for stuff.
Well, extra
stuff.
shit, but it's Jalen Suggs.
No, but I mean, like that means that
Yeah.
the player's value must.
It's
not
going to be like Jonathan Isaac.
Suggs isn't bad, dude.
Garland.
No,
Garland's
it's like I
good,
feel like
man.
Garland could. I mean, he probably isn't at his
Who would
highest.
what would the
point.
Cavs? So what would the
Mitchell
Cavs
will be
start?
the one. Suggs will be the 2.
And LeBron.
No, Braun ain't going
If we
there.
got LeBron,
Cool.
If they got LeBron, yeah, it would be Garland.
I think
Mitchell,
Bron-
I mean, you guys don't
LeBron.
want to talk about it, but it would be huge news if LeBron
Oh, it would
went
be
to Cleveland. It
well,
would be
yeah.
massive.
Everything Braun does,
If everything we talk
everything
about
Braun
it,
does
yeah.
has to be televised, as we know. We've seen.
It would draw
for the
me
last
back in to
20 years.
watch it again. I'd be
Oh, yeah,
entertained
same.
to it.
I mean, he is
LA isn't
he is
enough.
the face
Yeah,
of the
I know.
NBA.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be amazing.
I'm pretty sure LA is enough spotlight. I doubt he goes back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I don't think
He's
he is.
done.
He's
No.
not going back.
I don't think so either.
I think there's less than 1% chance.
He's,
like no
he's
chance.
staying in LA.
Well, can they get Bronny? Is that a part of the deal?
Yeah.
Can he be the
Oh
stuff?
man. Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
stuff. He's stuff.
He's
Eh.
stuff.
That's about all he is. Shit.
Bronny came on a little bit last
Yeah,
year.
he
though.
did
As
at
the
the
season
end.
came. I'm not saying he's going to be great, but he
He's good
wasn't.
at points.
He looked better
Yeah.
than from the start.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid suffered a heart attack.
Yeah, no, he looked
No,
better.
yeah, it's huge on that
Building more
standpoint. But
confidence.
He had some moments. He killed the Bucks in that one game against Giannis too. I think.
Yeah.
it's because Doc was coaching.
Exactly. He really is bad.
I can't believe Doc Rivers still has that job.
It's unbelievable.
I cannot believe it either.
It's crazy.
I saw
He
another
could
rumor-
be
The
in a-
Bucks were 30-13 when
With
they
Adrian
fired
Griffin.
Adrian Griffin.
I
They were
wanna
the number
see-
2 seed in the East.
I want to see a Doc Rivers interview. He must be a fucking Alec Baldwin and Glenn Ross closer. The way he talks
got
to these
brass
owners
balls.
and gets jobs. What does he say to keep
Yeah.
these jobs and get a new job?
I read today that Doc and Giannis gonna have a one-on-one sit down to convince him to stay.
Oh my god.
So hey, if Doc could
Going
sell
well.
Giannis to stay for a year of rebuilding, because
Well,
the team,
who can the Bucks get to make that
no one,
team
No one.
like
Yeah, nothing.
reasonable?
You have dead weight essentially with Lillard.
Kuzma and Lillard.
Because Lillard blew out his Achilles.
yeah,
He's done.
he's done.
And he's
Kuzma's
already
tied
older.
up for 3 more seasons. Brooke Lopez is a free agent. Isn't Bobby Portis a free agent?
He might be up for an extension or a free agent, but either way.
And they don't, unless they want to go deep in the luxury tax. But
Which they
are you
don't
going to
do.
go for Brooke Lopez? He got played off
So
the
the Bucks
floor.
are just done. At this
Bucks are done.
They should have never got rid of Holiday, dude.
I agree.
they really ruined 2 franchises with that trade.
You guys
The-
you got a ring for
No,
No.
they ruined it. Gave us a ring.
It works for us, but they ruined the Heat. The Heat blew
Yeah.
up because of that whole trade.
Yeah.
Have you guys had these Frosties yet?
No, they look good.
I haven't been to
amazing.
Dairy Queen and oh,
No,
that's
this is
Wendy's.
Wendy's new Frosty. It looks unbelievable.
Original
It does.
Frosties.
It looks good, but I don't trust it. It's Wendy's.
Wendy's is one of their healthier fast foods. Surprisingly.
Well, I mean, how much does a Frosty cost? Is it like $9.99?
$1.29.
I don't think it's that expensive.
It's,
Actually,
yeah, it's probably like $1.29.
$2 maybe.
Yeah,
You don't go to Wendy's when you're at work ever.
I
Same
have
parking lot.
when I'm like feeling pathetic, and then every time I regret it. I'd
Wendy's-
rather go to Houston's Hot Chicken.
Wendy's does have the best fast food item of all fast food.
Baked potato.
Chicken nuggets.
Frosty.
Spicy
Chili.
chicken sandwich.
Oh.
Oh yeah, spicy
Oh
chicken.
yeah, their
is
chicken
fire.
sandwich is
Yeah.
fire.
I mean, if I'm
Never
gonna get a
go
chicken
wrong.
sandwich, we have all the options now. We got Bojangles, we got Zaxby's. I'd rather go Chick-fil-A.
How's that lobster place?
It's good.
Looks good.
That place reminds me of the place that Champ has where he sells bats. Like I just don't think
You don't
lobster
even-
fast food is a good.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
In
It
the middle
doesn't.
of the desert.
Yeah, I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
it
Where's
sounds
that
a little-
coming from?
It's nice that it's quick and cheap.
That sounds
But yeah,
horrible.
it's not trustworthy.
It's not like we're in Boston and they just pulled it right out of the harbor.
That's
Put it
where
on the
they're
plate.
from
It's like-
originally.
I understand.
Yeah,
Boston, so it makes sense, but
Sure
we're
they
not
are.
Boston.
Long long ways away.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the Wolves. So,
Randall, Reed, who do you keep? They can't
Reed
pay
and
both.
Daniels.
if they want to go in the luxury tax, they can with new owners.
Isn't Gobert's contract awful,
No,
too?
he's signed for 3 more seasons.
I know, but it's awful.
Oh, it's
back-
awful.
yeah,
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 it's like
it's a killer
33,
contract.
35, 38.
Like, it looks awful right now.
Yeah.
And they can't trade. Who wants Gobert in
Nobody's
this
taking
market?
that.
no
it-
one.
I mean,
The Lakers.
Lakers need a center. but
Lakers
look-
would take him
I don't think.
as a
Luka-
player, but the price is too high.
But
But
they
look-
absolutely need a starting
they
point
do
guard.
need.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh,
Mike
the
Conley
Wolves.
can't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's old. Yeah, he's
They-
done.
Yeah, Conley's my age.
Maybe they get Holiday.
He's 38 years old.
I mean, if they're interested, I'll take Nas Reed.
Yeah,
He would be a
that'd
bad
good
pickup.
Do you guys drop Porzingis?
You have to.
If I'm the Wolves, I'd try like a younger guy like a Scottie Pippen. That's cheap.
It actually wouldn't be a bad pickup.
Yeah.
Bad gamble.
It has to be something like that. Or try Nemhard. If somehow the Pacers look completely awful, Nemhard trashes his stock, they have to get a young guy that's on a $10 to $15 million
Why don't
contract.
they draft Nemhard?
Oh, the new Nemhard?
Yeah.
The new one, 2.0.
He led NCAA in assists.
The one problem with drafting a guy that's young, they just drafted a point guard last season. They got
he
Rob
sucks.
Dillingham.
Oh yeah, he sucks. So
I mean,
don't like those
if the
a lot.
Wolves were a mediocre team, I think we would have saw more Dillingham minutes. Like if he was on the Spurs instead of Castle,
he can
right?
shoot though, can he?
Yeah,
But he's not
And
Castle,
athletic.
though. Castle's actually good.
Yeah, Castle.
Oh, I mean, I like Castle. I have his jersey for a reason, but
Castle's
I'm not going to sell my stock in that Rob Dillingham. I mean, is Scoot better than him?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, and Scoot's not very good.
I don't know.
Very good. Yeah.
I think Dillingham is better than Scoot.
Yeah, Scoot. I'm selling old stock on Scoot. Oh, actually, that's another team. Let's talk about the Blazers. They have a surplus of talent over there. So many teams could buy on that, like Denny Adia, Jeremy Grant, even though he's on a $25 million contract. Like, if he's on the Nuggets could get him.
How did Klingon do this year? Did he play well?
I like
Yeah,
Clinton.
yeah.
He's good.
He was okay.
Decent.
The
You guys
one
made fun of
problem.
me for the pick. I was like, it's a
Yeah.
good pick.
The one
I saw
problem
Kamara's
is
better.
I
That's
saw
the
him at
one
the
that
win
they hit
one
on.
day. Dude's
Too many
tall as
cameras.
fuck.
Too many cameras.
What do you guys think of Edie?
I like Edie.
He's
He
solid.
balled Out.
What
I
do the
didn't think
Grizzlies
he was
do
gonna
He's
be
like the
that good.
prototypical Memphis Grizzly goon.
Where do the
big.
Grizzlies go from here? They're like kind of like ground zero.
I think they retool
trade
and
Ja.
rebuild. Jaw's
Yeah.
done.
Jaw's going to LA.
What do you mean he's done? He's leaving Memphis?
I think they trade him.
I think they traded.
So the Lakers are going to get Jokic and Ja.
No,
Of course.
He's gonna be playing with Kawhi.
Wait, is it-
I heard from Baron Davis guy.
Yeah, I heard a Barry Davis guy.
Didn't he pitch for the Dodgers?
Yeah,
And
catcher.
Catcher.
Yeah, human dog
AKA
shit.
human dog
Yeah,
shit.
human dog shit. His
Yeah.
son played running back.
Human
at
dog
Boise
shit. If
State.
you're listening to this, we love you, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jaw's on the market. I think Bane and Jaren Jackson, they try to retool around them. I mean, they got a lot of assets on the bench. I was kind of pissed they didn't do much at the trade deadline because I thought they had a lot of talent they could consolidate. Like, they could have got the Cam Johnsons of the world.
But
Yeah.
what would that have done? Like they.
I mean, them firing their coach made it all. You see that it's a shit show over there right now. But
They have to re-sign
Grizzlies are
Aldama.
a terrible organization.
Yeah.
though. I mean,
you said what, Frost?
They have to re-sign Aldama.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he could be up for an
He's
extension
an
around
RFA this offseason, I think.
Yeah.
So
I think he could get as high as probably 15 to 18 million around that market. Like, I could see the Nets just throwing money at everyone and forcing every team's restricted free agency and see what holds. I mean, I think Nas Reed's going to the Nets. That's
Yeah.
where I see him going.
If I was the Nets, I'd make a bid on him just to have an asset.
Timmy was balling on the Nets at the end of the year.
He was.
He was.
Jimmy.
Would you take Harden for Jaw?
For
Or is that
which
not a
team?
I
fair
actually
trade?
rather have Harden, as sick as that is. I mean, Harden was an All NBA player
I
last
don't
year.
like either one of them.
At least I know he's going to play. He might not
He
play
will
well,
play, yeah.
but Harden had a great year. Like that was actually really impressive. At
You're not
his
winning
age.
with either one of them, so I don't think it really matters. Honestly.
You'll win regular season games.
But a championship.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kawhi turns it up. I don't know.
It's still weird that the Clippers lost that series because they really did
Yeah,
seem like
that dunk,
the perfect team to play the Thunder.
Well,
They would
lost
have
to
beat the
Jokic.
Thunder, I think.
What's that?
They lost to Jokic.
Yeah, but it was like
I mean-
fluky shit, like the stupid Gordon dunk.
Yeah,
and
that-
These
Yeah.
games, one thing about this playoffs,
I
they
don't
could
know.
run these games back and the series could go totally different.
Like
I actually think the Clippers would have
Yeah,
been
Sam Hauser would have
his
hit a
games
three.
are so.
If he played,
Sam Hauser would have hit a
Close.
three if we run it back.
Yeah, you guys win the whole thing.
Yeah.
that's all it takes. One Sam Hauser 3 away.
Hey, if we would have won
I could
one,
have made the 3-2 if they put me in the game.
Yes,
yeah.
we would have won state.
you have both your meniscus. They're not torn.
I mean, honestly, that's how it is. If we don't lose
One of
both
those
games
games.
at
Who's
home,
the worst Celtic shooter on your team?
Jordan Walsh.
So with your life on the line,
I'd rather have you shoot it.
me or Jordan Walsh?
I'd rather have you
Open
shoot
in an NBA game.
it. I'd rather have you shoot it.
I don't even. Jordan Walsh? Is that the guy that has bald?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has
that is
alopecia.
alopecia.
He could shoot better than me. I've seen
He
him
can shoot better than you. I've
Yes,
watched him
He's an
shoot for-
NBA player.
I've watched him
Shoot better
shoot for
than
2
you.
years.
There's got to be like some bad big that can't shoot.
No, I think Nemes.
our big shoot. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
all of our big shoot. Even Nemes shoots. Luke Cornett has the record in
No, I know
NCAA for
Cornett
the
can
most
shoot.
threes by a 7-footer.
I didn't know that. That's
Isn't that crazy?
That's
And he doesn't even
crazy.
shoot threes anymore.
He stopped.
Yeah,
They should have played him more.
I agree. I love Luke Cornett.
How loyal are the Celtics to Missoula? Is he like talking about coaching guys out there? I mean, I know he's got the championship.
I
But-
think his job is safe because
He
he
has
got
like
the
the safest
championship.
job in the league.
Safe in the SPO?
I mean, I don't know how safe Spo is. Once Pat Riley croaks, I don't know what they do there.
I would say Spo's probably safe. Kerr.
Kerr's safe.
I mean, Kerr's done in 3 years. They're all on the
But
same
I mean,
time frame.
Kerr's done when he wants to.
We're talking about getting fired.
Yeah,
okay.
like
They're
I
not
feel like
firing.
Oh, okay.
Kerr's
Kerr
done
would
when he
leave.
wants.
He wouldn't
Yeah,
get
it's
fired.
Kerr's done when he wants to be done, and I feel like that's kind
Peter
of where
not-
whenever
Spo
Curry's
is
done,
at
probably.
too. Like Eric Spoelstra will be coaching the Miami Heat
As long as he
until
wants to.
he wants to, or like until.
See, I
he's
think
done
they moved
feeling
him to the
it.
front office soon. They've been kind of bad. Like they have 2 finals appearances and how many playing appearances?
I mean, the finals appearances, but I feel like that's a testament to how good he's
They made
been.
the finals is
I
8 seed.
agree.
Like, yeah, the finals, they shouldn't, like, they weren't expected to be a finals team either time
Yeah.
they made
They
it.
didn't they beat the Bucks and the Celtics that year in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bucks 1 seed. Who was the second round?
they must have played somebody decent second round because they were 8 seed.
Cavs?
That probably sounds right.
Pacers? I don't know.
No,
Bucks?
He's
Oh,
not
no,
getting
Bucks
fired. We're
first
just
round.
talking about the teams.
Yeah.
He's not.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, Heat's a big question mark. Like they have no draft capital. Their young talent's mediocre. Like Jaime Jaquez doesn't even play anymore after he slept with Spo's
Yeah, I
wife.
saw that.
that did not happen.
Why is she liking his pictures?
Because she's a fucking cheerleader. Cheerleaders like
She's
players.
single. She's single now.
I don't think
I didn't
Jaime
even know
Jaquez
this
is
was
sleeping
a
Yeah,
thing.
with
so
Spo's wife.
Spo and his wife divorced, and then there was a bunch of
And
rumors.
she was a Miami Heat cheerleader.
There's a bunch of rumors that Jaime Jaquez got benched because he was sleeping with the
I
wife.
hate the internet.
Look it up.
Look it up. Like it's a fact. Like,
It's a rumor.
It's
Look it up
gonna
on
be
the white man's
Wikipedia.
internet.
Hey,
for us.
it's weird that he played well. He played great as a rookie, and then second year he doesn't get any burn. Come on,
Yeah, he's a good player, dude.
That's something
I
Fernando
liked
would
him.
do.
That is your NBA comp.
Yeah.
At least she didn't cheat on Spo. At least she didn't cheat on Spo. Like they divorced before she
Oh,
went
we
and
don't
slept
know
with the
that.
player.
It seems very weird.
But you've heard the rumor.
Yeah, of course. Everybody's heard
I
of
never-
it.
I didn't
Not
know this.
Frost.
I never heard this.
Frosty said, "All right,
Froz is on the internet.
I'm trying to, well, I'm reading the article about her breaking her silence about the rumor.
okay." So what she's saying, it's not true. Yeah, I'm sure she
the
wouldn't
NBA
lie.
gets the worst girls. Like it's just, like I'm talking quality of person. It's just like, they're worse than the guys.
What do you think
almost.
of Anthony Edwards' baby mom?
I mean, the whole
Which
she's-
one?
Which one?
She's stalking
Yeah,
the team, like texting the players.
yeah.
She said it's just a rumor, a expletive story that is 100% flat out not true.
Why is
So
she
I,
liking his
So who's
pictures?
I think mystery
The
solved.
Heat do that too, though. They will just
No, I
bench
think
guys.
he
Like
did it.
they, Duncan Robinson played all the time, and he never played for like half the season.
Because
Because then he's in a playoff game, though. They mess with guys like that.
If you don't play defense,
they'll
focus
sit you.
issue.
Yeah, they'll sit you down.
Jaime Hawkins,
I-
though, like
I feel like, yeah, there's something weird about him not playing.
it's
It
very
was weird. They didn't play. Oh, I will
Froz
say
is converted.
it was strange.
Yeah,
See,
like,
We're on this
because he played a
together.
lot as
Because I was why isn't he
Why isn't he
playing?
he had a good year too last year.
He was in commercials with Jimmy Butler. I mean, I feel like, things were trending up.
And especially if you're trying to hype up like a young guy like that to maybe trade him or develop him for something, why would you bench him his second year?
And he seemed like the prototypical like Miami Heat guy.
Development
Like he
story,
looked
yeah.
like it was
Every
he
Laker
fit in
fan,
like
every Laker fan wanted Jaime Hawkins instead of Jalen Hood-Schifino.
well, because UCLA.
yeah.
Well, yeah, you see it.
and because he's good and Jalen Hood-Schifino sucks.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so-
I don't know how you watch those two guys play and you take Schifino. I don't get it.
Because he's
understand.
younger, maybe.
Yeah, it was
But I
younger.
watched him play at Indiana. I mean, it just wasn't.
It was just,
I don't know.
and maybe
His Hopkins
position.
was 22, 23 coming out.
Yeah.
23.
Hopkins
Hopkins was
was-
a gamer though.
Well, he
No,
was
he
a
was.
senior,
Yeah.
so he, less of a
Yeah.
less
I
potential
know
or
very
less
well.
ceiling.
He would but those were wars with the Zags and UCLA.
But it's not like
so-
Schifino's like the two Baylor kids. I can see the potential there with them, or even Flag. You can see it.
I think Flag's
Schifino,
going to be
I just-
a top 20 player in NBA.
These NBA
history.
teams too.
Damn.
There's you just got to take
I think
somebody,
he's the truth.
and sometimes there's nobody there, so you get.
And you're
Clarence
drafting, sometimes by positional need, and the Lakers
Needed everything.
they needed everything, especially point guard or
Hawkins would have fit them better though.
100%,
He would have helped. He would have been good. It would have been good with LeBron.
100%.
But yeah, so the Heat is a big question mark. They have no young talent. Jovic, he's up for an extension. He's a restricted free agent. And they got nothing over there. They got no draft capital. What the fuck do the Heat do? This might be the first time in the last 15 years that we really see the Heat bottom out. I think they're going to be a bottom feeder.
Well,
team
Tyler
next
Hero's their
season.
number one option right now, right?
Yeah.
Him and
that's bad.
Idris.
That's kind of rough. I don't know about that.
That's really bad.
I think Hero's like a.
Idris Elba?
No, Idris Abayo. He's not Bam no more.
Oh,
He's
okay.
Idris.
Yeah.
We go by government name. He doesn't deserve to be Bam.
Hero. To me, he's like a guy I'd bring off the bench on a
Yeah.
championship team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you could start him
Winning
because
one is
of
your
defensive
leading scorer.
liability.
Yeah, you can't guard
They
him.
still have
Would you
Terry
take him on the
Rozier.
Pistons?
Ooh.
Oh,
John?
man.
What?
Would you take him on the Pistons?
I mean, at what price? I mean,
It'd
Would
be
you
Ivy.
trade him for
It'd be
Ivy?
Ivy.
I wouldn't trade him for Ivy.
no, I wouldn't.
I think
I'd rather
Ivy's
have
going to
Ivy.
be. I'm the only guy that thinks Ivy's going to be
I'd
good.
rather wait
Yeah,
the season.
I like Ivy. I think
I'd
he's a
rather
good
wait
player.
the season and let Ivy. I'd give Ivy a shot before I would just trade him for Hero.
Like, the guy got hurt,
Would you take
but doesn't mean he
Yes.
sucks.
No, I agree. I don't think he sucks.
Would you take Hawkes?
I mean, not over Ivy.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the Ivy trade for that. I mean, we were talking
Ivy's
off
an
camera.
unknown. You got to
Hey,
let him play.
we were talking off camera.
Well, I'm
Fernando.
single, so I'm
Like-
okay with Hawkes.
You're not dating a Miami
No,
cheerleader?
yeah, I'm okay with that.
But yeah, we're talking about Ivy getting traded for like a borderline all-star, like a Markkanen. Yeah, the Heat would, snap in an instant to trade Hawkins for Ivy. Are you kidding?
All right, so with the expectation that there's going to be a crazy trade at this
There always
around
is.
around the draft,
There always
especially.
is. When is the draft? We got to do a show on that day.
It's the 22nd.
It's a Thursday, too, right?
Of June?
I'm pretty sure it's my birthday.
Oh, shit.
Draft.
Well, what would you guys say is your prediction for the big draft day move?
It feels
'Cause
like
there's going to be. I
trading
feel like
your
there's going to
pick.
be one.
I feel like Giannis.
Who's going to be moving
I feel like
into where?
Giannis is the one that's
Giannis to
going
the
to go somewhere.
Spurs.
Giannis. I feel like Giannis to Spurs
Giannis,
is like
because-
that's a popular pick.
Giannis with the Bucks, there's nothing there, so he's just rotting away there.
And who cares about Giannis? The Bucks want to sell like everything. They want
The
to blow
Bucks
it
should.
up. Yeah, they want to blow up everything right now. There's no reason to keep Giannis.
So why
and
is
the
Doc going to talk to him?
For his job.
yeah, because
Because if you have Giannis, you can still win 45, 55
and if Giannis
games,
is on the
you know.
team, Doc is going to get fired. I mean, I guess he'll still get paid regardless, right? Unless there's something in his
At
contract.
some point, though, Doc is not going to get another job.
I thought it was going to be last year.
I thought it was going to be last time.
But he still does. I forgot he coached NB, too.
Yeah.
On the Sixers.
He'll
Did he coach Jimmy Butler on that team? Or was
Yeah.
Butler already gone?
No, he was
No,
on-
that was,
Okay,
what's
so, I mean, he almost had, like,
the
every
Massachusetts
player-
guy. What the hell was his name? He was a
Ben
bad
Simmons.
coach
Oh.
on the Sixers.
Brett Brown.
Brett Brown, yep. He had a very thick Boston accent. I like Brett Brown.
Doc's like every time we think he's out, they pull him back in.
He really
It's
do.
insane.
Michael Corleone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God.
Michael Corleone.
But yeah, the big trade is probably going to be Giannis to the Spurs. If the Spurs decide not to do it for whatever reason, I feel like they are in a win-now situation. Because why would you trade for Fox, right? So I think we can all agree on that. But if they somehow
Now,
get-
if they get Giannis, Wemby comes back from the blood clots,
yeah,
and Fox, are they a championship
And Castle
contending?
and yeah.
Is that a
what if they
championship
got-
contending outfit?
I would say top 4 seed in the West.
I agree with that. I'm not sure about championship contending yet,
Like, 'cause
but
if
I
the
mean
Thunder
maybe
win,
This
they're gonna have to
Castle
go through the
one?
go
Thunder.
through the Thunder.
But I kind of like that matchup. Like, I like Wemby versus Chet.
Yeah.
I like Giannis versus all of those, you know.
No, I mean they could.
Actually,
I think
yeah,
they
I
have.
mean,
I think they have a chance.
I think they have a shot.
I think Giannis puts
I think
them
they
over
have
the
a
top.
shot.
Yep.
Giannis is look at the team he won with. The Spurs. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think it's ridiculous. It's certainly a Western Conference contending team.
So outside of Giannis, who do you guys predict to be the biggest name moved on draft day?
KD to the Sixers for Paul George and their pick.
Kristaps Porzingis.
We could pray, right?
Yeah, just say.
Where'd you trade him for?
Anything.
Anything. Just get something.
A second-round pick.
Hawkeyes.
Would you trade him straight up for Duran?
Oh my God, I'd give you
Pistons would
picks.
never do that.
You know I love Duran.
You're never getting him.
I want
We'll give you
Duran and
Greg
Ivy.
Monroe, but you're not getting Duran.
I want
think-
Duran and Ivy.
Markkanen might be the other.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Markin seems like he's going to move, yeah.
Jazz have to consolidate their talent. They have a surplus of nothing over there. It's all decent, but nothing to put them over the top. And
What do the Bulls give up for Marketing?
Jimmy Butler, right?
No,
Or no?
Bulls didn't get.
They didn't give up anything. He walked.
Yeah,
he
he
walked
He went
to
to the
Cleveland.
Cavaliers, and
He left as a free agent.
Oh
So
yeah.
the Bulls just let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great franchise.
And then he became.
Good job, Stealth.
He left to Cleveland, and then Cleveland traded him to
God,
Utah.
why does he still watch that team?
Yeah, it was
the
a
Bulls?
Marketing and
Jesus.
Sexton.
Well, we can't talk about him.
Yeah.
He's not watching.
He's not watching anymore. It's past the 30-minute mark, right? Got to put timestamps in there.
God, what
for
a
him.
horrible franchise to root for.
They're worse.
You just
I can tell you that.
Yeah, I mean the Hornets.
The
if you
Knicks.
like the Bulls, you
The
might
Hawks.
be. You must be into like BDSM. You just like pain and misery and like weird.
You just
shit,
like
right?
the play-in. Like who doesn't like
You
the
just
play-in?
you just like
there every year.
that you love being
Mediocre. Is he also a fan of the Kings?
You love peaking in high
because
school.
the Kings got some Bulls players over there,
He's not
DeRozan
a
and
fan of the
Levine.
Kings. It's only the Bulls.
Only the Bulls.
No Chicago West.
But yeah, I could see Marketing getting traded. We said off camera. I see him.
I
going
think
to
Collins
the
too.
Jazz.
A lot of those Jazz guys,
Collins.
I forgot he was even
Yeah,
on the
Jazz?
Jazz.
and he's paid too.
Sexton.
Yeah.
Oh.
Collins.
No,
Zach Collins is on the Bulls.
No,
He's a Gonzaga
the big
fan.
man
He's a
Collins.
Gonzaga
What the fuck's his
player.
name?
Oh, that's
John
it.
Collins.
John
I
Collins.
saw him.
We're talking about Zach Collins.
Yeah.
I was talking about John Collins.
Yeah, we're talking
I thought you were talking about Colin Sexton.
Yeah, he thought I was talking about Colin Sexton. We all had the wrong Colin. But yeah, John Collins.
Yeah, John Collins gets traded too. I mean, shit, he could go to the Lakers. That's actually a realistic player the Lakers could get. I see him going to either LA team.
Collins?
Who
John
can the Lakers
Collins.
get?
Collins, which Collins?
Kristaps Porzingis.
I
Like
saw
we'd give
him
him
at
to him
Venetian
for
a couple weeks
Rui
ago.
Hachimura,
Yeah.
like something like
He's
that.
tall as fuck.
And that wouldn't really
That
hurt
actually
the
be
Lakers that much. They would take that.
They would take that because it's 1 year, it's low risk, and
He's
if
a
he's
for sure
healthy,
center.
yeah.
No,
You
the
could elevate
Lakers
him.
are getting Jokic, dude.
Baron Davis guy said so.
Oh, Zempic Luka. He's back.
Dude, those pictures of him.
Luka
He
did lose
looks
weight.
skinny.
His wife is cooking like straight chicken and rice, no seasoning.
Well, they hired that new trainer for him.
Yeah, he's on that keto diet that you said during the trade deadline talk.
The
I knew it was
LA
going to happen.
guy.
You live in LA long enough, you get skinny.
One of the Kardashians is helping him out.
I actually respect him. He didn't want anything to do with him. Smart man.
He was already married too, so let's stay loyal, right?
His mom's
Well,
on the team.
until they
tried to
trade
get
for
at him
Jaime
or what?
Jaquez, then.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for Jaime Jaquez.
Yeah.
He's a scumbag, right?
Home wrecker Jaquez, as they call him.
But yeah, Laurie to the Pistons, John. Are you a fan of that?
If we don't have to give up too much, absolutely.
That's such an upgrade over Tobias Harris.
Yeah, it'd be Harris, Ivy, maybe a pick. It might not even be a pick, honestly. I think Ivy might be enough.
I don't want to get rid of Ivy, but I mean, you're going to have to give up something.
You saw how well.
I would take a shot at that.
But you still need a guard, though.
I
You need
agree.
like a secondary ball handler.
I
Like
agree.
Dennis Schroeder, you got to upgrade that.
I felt like the Pistons size, though. I thought we got beat up by the Knicks down low.
Yeah, you want
throughout the
another
series. I feel,
body.
like not having beef
you can also
hurt
hope
us in that series.
Asar with another year under his belt, he does become that secondary ball handler. I mean, him and
That's
his
what you
brother
hope.
did.
They're going to be so
know,
good,
But
man.
him and his
Dude,
brother
they're
did
nasty.
play point guards.
Yeah.
Like they were.
Oh no, they're talented.
main
They're
ball
so
handlers.
They're like
good.
the most. They have like the most potential in the NBA right now. I feel like
Both
everybody's
of them,
talking
yeah.
about.
They're both untapped.
Whatever happened to Lonzo? Is he playing?
He's on the Bulls still.
He's
Is
placing
he
his life in
playing now, or is
Chicago.
he
Who
done?
cares?
He
Yeah,
technically.
exactly.
Yeah, technically.
I know.
played.
Jimmy's like, what about Ball? LaMelo Ball. Fuck LaMelo Ball. Jimmy sucks.
Lonzo's probably an option
Where did he
for
say he
Dallas,
was
though.
going?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Jimmy's
Melo
always trying to
to-
work
I think
something out.
Clippers.
Yeah, I was, how?
Yeah.
Like,
Jimmy asked like, "What's the Hornets prospects for the next couple of years?" And I'm like, "Absolutely,
Brandon Miller's not
no
as bad as
prospects."
I. Brandon Miller's not as bad
Brandon
as I.
Miller's good.
Yeah,
The Hornets
hey,
are
we were
terrible.
shitting on him
I know.
last
He was
week.
bad at summer league.
Brandon Miller might.
well,
be
that's
the
because he
real
just
deal.
got done facilitating a murder.
It's true.
So,
That's just called being a good friend.
yeah.
He's innocent, right?
Yeah, so he just
Just an accomplice. He didn't kill the guy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He only hit the body, right?
He just helped.
it was a pregnant girl.
Oh shit! Really?
Yes.
Oh fuck!
And everybody played for Alabama. Nobody
Yep.
missed, right?
Nobody suspended.
Double
nobody-
homicide.
God, that coach is
I think
garbage.
could have been.
Double
Yeah, I guess
homicide.
that
She's
would be.
pregnant.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Kirby Smart, dude.
Jeez, that's fuck.
Yeah, it was Darius Miles, his former teammate at Alabama. No relation.
No relation.
Jesus.
Yeah, I remember
Because
that.
we know the real Darius Miles would never go to college.
No, he's saying that with Q Rich.
Yes.
Knuckleheads podcast.
Yep. Shout out.
Is there anything else y'all want to add?
I think we're good. We'll
Yeah.
we'll obviously be back here next Thursday.
Yep. And
Hopefully,
the
we get a game 7 out of this series.
next series will be done, so we'll
Yep.
either have
Be
a
game
happy
one of
for
the
us
finals.
It'll be game
or
one
a
of the
sad
finals,
for
yeah.
us.
Game 1 of the finals next Thursday.
I'll be happy either way.
Oh, that's
sure.
good. Because we hang out with
Aw,
friends.
yeah.
Thanks, Faraz.
My name's John. This is Club Rats.
Billy.
I'm Jesiah.
Fernando.
Ross?
We'll see you guys next week. Remember to subscribe, like, comment. Thanks.